What's up, pals? It's Shoes Day. Today we're talking the On Cloudswift. Gonna give you the stats, a little bit about the outsole, the midsole, and the upper, right around a minute. So let's get into it. Stats, men's gonna come in at 9.95 ounces, women's 7.76. Both these shoes have a 7mm offset from the heel to the forefoot. Some super lightweight, still very cushy shoes. The outsole, or as On likes to call it, the rubber grip pads on the bottom of the shoe. You can see some rubber in some high abrasion areas that will, reduce the wear on the shoe, but also give you great traction when it does get wet outside. If they were to just keep this exposed kind of Helion foam as the outsole, it'd be a little slippery out there. But the addition of these rubber pads adds some traction, and what's nice is because it's not like a big slab of carbon rubber, you still get kind of that flexible feel of the kind of On running experience. So kind of a cool way of implementing an outsole on this really fun shoe. So the midsole on this sucker is kind of interesting. It's their Helion foam, or Helion super foam as they like to call it, from the heel to the forefoot. Has their speed board kind of right up against your foot, so you're still going to have that fast feeling of an On shoe. It's going to give you some kind of spring back on toe off, but you're going to have a little bit more cushion when compared to, say, like the Cloud Flyer or the Cloud Flow. The upper on this shoe is kind of fun. It's like a big sock that your foot's going to step right into. You can see this tongue here is attached to the side of the shoe, and then they add a little bit of structure to the upper. So on the medial side and the lateral side of your midfoot, you'll have this kind of little bit of structure here to give you some support through the midfoot. It'll give you a nice midfoot wrap, which I'm always a big fan of. The shoelaces on here are a little bit kind of but whatever. I also like this engineered mesh up in the forefoot. It provides some breathability. It's also recycled, which I think is really cool. And there's no seams on the inside of the shoe for you to rub up against, so it reduces blisters in that way. The heel counter actually has a little bit of support here with this overlay as well. That's gonna kind of grab onto your heel. I feel like it gives a good amount of volume, and it fits a little bit roomier than most other On shoes. So if you're someone with like a wider foot and you can never really get into an On shoe, this might be your answer. Who's this shoe for? This is a good option for anybody looking for a neutral cushion shoe they're gonna get a couple hundred miles out of. I'd compare it to, say, like a Ghost, Glycerin, Nimbus, Cumulus. It is at the $150 price point, but it's not gonna be as plush feeling as, say, like that Nimbus or Glycerin. It's gonna be a little lighter, a little snappier. If you're someone who's kind of interested in looking at the On brand, but you're a little bit concerned about maybe how narrow the Cloud Flow fits or how firm it is under the foot, this is a good introduction to the brand because it's gonna give you that speed board right under your foot, so it'll feel snappy and kind of fast, but it's got a good amount of cushioning too, so it's not gonna be as harsh of a ride. You won't feel the road quite as much in this shoe. And then also, because the forefoot fits a little bit roomier, it's not gonna be quite as narrow as that Cloud Flow would be. So good intro to the On brand. If you liked that video, maybe hit the like button. If you really liked it, you can go ahead and subscribe, maybe catch the next one. And then if you like this shoe, check out the link in the description. You can get a look at it, or swing by your local run shop and put it on your foot, compare it to a couple of things, and maybe give it a try.